What's up, YouTube? Poor.Mans.Podcast back with another video. Today's video is why black men don't date black women. Alright, before I get into the video though, gotta do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 20,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal, it's a big goal, but it's my goal. Alright, the only way I'm gonna get to my goal is if y'all give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. Alright, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm gonna give y'all a second to do that. Alright, now let's get to it. Why black men don't date black women. I am a little bit below the weather too, so if I sound a little slower and not as fast, because I usually talk fast and stuff, but that's why. Alright, let's get into the video though. Money don't sleep. Alright, get money, drink water. Alright, let's get to it.
Date black girls?
I do. I don't discriminate against no race. Yeah. It depends on what kind of black girl it is. If it's a person from the hood that acts ratchet, then I don't think so. But I don't discriminate at all.
Do you date black girls, AJ Dobson?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference within black girls, light skin, dark skin?
Oh no, I'm an equal opportunity employee.
Right.
You just can't be like albino.
So dating black girls?
No.
No? You are? For what reason?
I don't know, I just like foreigners for some reason.
Foreigners in what?
As in like Caribbean, Dominican, Spanish.
So that's black, so you do like
Well,
a
yeah.
girl, but American black, you're not with.
No.
For what reason?
I had bad experiences with them.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I don't discriminate. I do anything.
Damn, Kyle. I do anything. Black women. I only date black women. So yeah, I don't date out my race.
I thought we had a special bond.
I just feel like it's more relative.
Do you date black girls?
Sometimes,
Why sometimes? Depending on what?
because it depends on what type of black girl it is. Like, my type of black girl is a laid back, non-crazy, non-ratchet. She can have weed, but I prefer not to. I don't really care about that.
Okay, and I let the video play out a little bit before I interrupted and said something about what was going on. Black men, for the most part, and I'm speaking I'm speaking for black men right here. All right, and I'm gonna elect myself to be the person to speak for black men. Majority of black men don't find black women physically unattractive. When you look at who is physically attractive or the most physically attractive demographics, you don't find black women last. But when you look at the demographic which most men are likely to marry, you do find them last, and that's across the board. That isn't for just black men, that's for Asian men, that's for white men, that's for Hispanic men. And the reason why is because of the attitude. Okay, it's more based on the aggressiveness and the independence, quote unquote, that has been preached to women and what they have adopted after the civil rights movement to want to become this quote unquote independent person. Men don't want independent women. If you want to be independent, don't go out and try to find a man. It's okay. You have that right as a woman. You have the right. Before, you used to have to stay in the house and have to clean. You weren't able to work in certain environments. But now women have fought for quote-unquote equality, so now you can go out and work in those environments, okay? And if you choose to do that, that's 100% fine. But just know that you'll be seen as more masculine and you'll be less likely to find a person that wants to be with you, because men don't want to date another man. We don't want to be in a position where we have to compete for our territory with other women. What people fail to remember a lot of times is that men are still very territorial. Okay, and I don't know if you believe in evolution or the Bible or the spaghetti monster. I really don't care. Okay, the fact of the matter is, we still have a lot of animal tendencies, even though we're humans. We have computers and we can order a pizza and it could be here in 20 minutes, but we still have a lot of animal tendencies when it comes to a lot of things, and there's no exemption to this. Men are territorial, and in no other species do you not see a hierarchy, and usually there's a dominant male on the top of that hierarchy. And even if there are other males in that pride or herd or whatever it may be, they fall in line to that dominant male, and that's because they know that competition will end badly for everybody involved in the situation. Men know that now, and that's why men will separate themselves from women who want to lead the ship. Let's continue the video.
I just like black women. I love black women. I want the world to hear me. Black women, black power.
Do you date black girls?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have a preference of race of girls?
Latin and black.
And you
Interracial date, so
so you won't do Spanish or white?
I don't date them. Nah.
Go ahead, you can elaborate. You won't date them, but
I probably won't date them, no. I probably won't date like a black girl. I don't know, it's like, maybe because like my record. But nah, just because I don't know, like I have more in common with like an African American female. Like our families would be more in conjunction, you know, we'll have like, you know what I mean, like a lot of similarities and things like that. I don't know, I feel like it'll be more comfortable.
okay.
I guess I'll take the first stab at it. Currently, I am not dating an African-American woman, but if I were to, I would have no problem with it. The main thing I look for in a woman is their personality and their heart. So love is really something that just transcends your actual race and skin color, so you can find love in anyone.
So would it be far-fetched for you to marry a black woman or a Spanish woman? Or is that just totally...
I don't really think I understand the question. What difference does it make if she's black? I would marry someone with brown shoes.
Wait, is that just asking specifically?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't, right? Is there a reason why?
Honestly, I just don't like the ratchetness.
Boom. Okay. And I'm going to continue the video and we're going to hear more of this. But every time you hear a man, regardless of race, black, in this case, white, Hispanic, say anything about not wanting to date black women in particular is never because they feel like they're unattractive. That would be a lie to say that. A lot of people understand that black women are attractive. All right. It's just the ratchetness. And what I mean by ratchetness, that can be you being loud in a restaurant. All right. All the clicking and okaying and and all the ands and all that sticking the tongue out like in public, twerking in public. Like these are not things that men enjoy. Now it's something that a man will probably give his attention to go home and sleep with. But that's not something that a man wants to commit to because it shows sexual promiscuity and it shows a lack of discipline. A lot of times, and I'm saying this from a sense of in the most caring way possible. I don't want this message to be taken out of context. I personally also love black women, but you got to get the attitude in check. And the men have been telling you for 50, 60 years now that you're going down the wrong road in terms of this whole independence thing. You're being led astray, ran amok. Okay, but a lot of women don't want to listen to that because they are so committed to this independence thing. And at this point, anything you say that conflicts that quote unquote independence is an attack, is a direct attack on her as a woman. And so now you're a misogynist if you say anything that is against the common narrative that women have to be independent. In fact, it's to the point where if you have, because you have the right to choose now, and if you're a woman and you choose that, yes, I want to be a housewife, I want to have family values, I want to be able to stay home and teach my kids my family morals instead of giving them to the government and having the government teach them, because me and the man are both at home, at work at the same time. So the kids have to learn all of their moral values from school. If you choose to do that as a woman nowadays, you're looked at as a pick-me. You're looked at as a crazy woman. You're looked at as a crazy person. How could you let the patriarchy get you? How could you let the patriarchy win? Why don't you want to be an independent woman? But let's continue the video.
See, I don't discriminate. I don't like discriminate black, white, but honestly, like, I just got done with a white girl. Literally, like, white girls are way more cool compared to black girls. Like, there's some black girls that are cool that, like, just as cool as a white girl. Like, mostly, black girls are ratchet. Honestly, that's my opinion. Next,
Okay. So you guys know any guys that wouldn't date black girls?
My brother. I was about to say my brother.
Okay, so why do you think that is?
I think it's because we have this stereotype of black women having really bad attitudes and like we're stink and like
is it just a stereotype?
Like that, which is nothing wrong with being independent, but I think black guys are just intimidated by that, and other races might be a little more, I guess, easier to get along with.
No, they said that they wouldn't date
Black men are just intimidated by that. Like I said before, ladies, when are you going to learn that men are building legacies? The ones that you want, at least, or the ones you say you want, are building legacies. Okay, we don't have time to cater to your every whim. All right, you say you want a man or a husband or a person to take care of you, but then you can't then tell them what they will have out of you. The men that women tend to want have the power to choose who they want, and they're not going to choose a person that they have to work on. Okay, these men don't have time. You know, when you talk about quote unquote financial high value men, they don't have time to baby you or pamper you, and they don't have time for you to tell them that they're weak because they don't want to fight you every day and try to teach you that it's not okay to argue with me in public, you know what I mean, and do certain things in public, and to show this image of our relationship because you are a direct reflection of me. Okay, a lot of these people, they don't want to take you to the dinner, all right, to the get together where they're eating the finger foods and somebody's playing the piano. You know what I'm saying? You know those parties, all right? You know those parties. You know the parties I'm talking about. You're not gonna fit in there because you don't know how to carry yourself and how to act in those certain situations, and you demonstrate that with how you show yourself to the world. You look at a lot of the challenges. You start seeing black women at the head of these quote unquote challenges. You look at the busted challenge or the whatever, the red what's I guess that's the busted. I don't know the challenges nowadays, man. There's just so many of them, but a lot of the times you see black women at the forefront of them saying that they don't want to be objectified, but then they objectify themselves for just a couple likes. It ain't even for no money. It's just for a couple likes. That's all it is. A couple of likes will get a girl naked nowadays. All right, let's continue the video.
Black girls because they're not as submissive as Spanish or white girls, because that's who they date is Spanish girls, and they said that they're too argumentative for them.
When are you gonna start taking the advice?
Do you feel like you fit that stereotype? No. I mean, I stand up for myself, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right.
How should I word this now? Do you find that a lot of younger guys, even guys your age, do not date black girls? I heard that you date black women.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Do you have any friends that are totally opposed to dating black women?
Yes.
And what are their reasons?
Well, some of the reasons are that American women are independent, dominating, that they have a tendency to want to change them.
Personally, I agree that it's stereotypical reasons. It's like you see a black woman and you just think just arrogant and rude and just things like that. When compared to other women of nationalities, you think sweet, polite, and catering. So I think the stereotype to the black woman is just negative. So that's why they feel that way.
You guys get offended if a guy says that?
I don't. Definitely get offended because, especially from a black man, just like, you gotta know where you come from. So just not to date what you are, it's like, you like self-hate in a way, so. I personally.
Yo, I mean, like, if a black girl's not ratchet, then it's all game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you come out all like, I want this, I want that.
Let's put it this way. I do not like ratchet black girls. Do I date black girls? Yes, I do. I date black girls. I love black girls.
Do you think there's a ratchet white girl?
Right from the horse's mouth. Okay, you got a white man, you got a black man, and you got a Hispanic man. All saying the same thing. We love black girls. We just don't love the ghetto ratchet ones. It's that simple. We don't like the aggressive ones. We don't like the loud ones. We don't like the masculine ones. It's that simple. Men can pick up on these things, and although I may be better personally at articulating what I see because I know a little bit more about it, and I've studied it, and I've watched videos on it, and I've observed it happen in real life, just because I've taken the time to do that and I can articulate it a little bit better doesn't mean that men don't naturally understand these concepts. Men naturally understand a lot of these concepts when we talk about red pill concepts. When we see a guy that's not very attractive with a woman that's very attractive, even women, they go, that's interesting. I wonder what's there, because there's usually something else involved. And we all understand that without having to say it. And we can call that mean or we can call that nature. It is what it is, black women. If you want to be at the top of the totem pole, it's not very hard because you look excellent. You're great. We love your everything you do, your mannerisms, it's all beautiful. It's all amazing. You just have to become feminine. That's all it is. All right. And we ain't trying to smother you. All right. We ain't trying to make it so you can't be a woman, so you can't be creative, so you can't be what you are. But, dial it down a little bit when you're talking to your man, if you want to keep him at least. All right. And this is coming from all men. This is not just me. And that's why I'm happy this video is a street interview, because it tells exactly what I try to tell black women all the time. It's just a matter of, are you going to take this information and then apply it? Or are you just going to say, well, those are weak men? Because you can do one or two things. You can change, or you can just brush it off. I suggest changing, because that's the only way you'll become better as a person. All right. It's always self-reflecting and seeing what you can do better to become a better person. That's what life should be about. Trying to incrementally get better. All right. Let's continue the video.
Have you ever been to a redneck country music concert?
A girl that's ratchet. A girl that's ratchet is a person that don't know how to act in public. I.e., example, taking a girl out to a fancy restaurant, she got on flip-flops. That's a ratchet girl, and and so forth and so on.
Do you feel that all girls of all races could be ratchet, or is it
Definitely. Ratchetness don't stop at a race. They don't got a color. They don't got a
So ratchet black girl.
I think ratchet is just another word for ghetto. Like, it's just terminology. So, if ghetto existed, ratchet exists. Some people, it's the same thing. Like, white people, what are they? Like, trailer park trash or something? Like, you get what I'm saying? I think it's all the same. It's just a name that they're pretty much stamped how people act. I don't really feel that.
A lot of guys have types of black girls now. Like, what's your type?
Caramel, light skin.
And what's the preference?
Like characteristics and shit like that? I think I curse. But, gotta be different. Like, I don't like females that's like at every party. I don't like females that's rude and disrespectful. I like kind of like open-minded. Fashion sense, definitely.
Do you have a preference within black girls?
Nah, I like all black women. All shades, dark skin. My girlfriend right now is dark skin. I love her. How you doing? If you see this, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's just how I was raised up with. I was raised up with mixed people, but I was always messing with the Spanish girls, so it's in my blood, I guess. But I'm not saying I don't like black girls. I feel like y'all kind of, it could work harder to get me to like y'all, I guess.
I don't.
But you said you like.
Yeah, but I don't associate ratchetness with black women. Ratchetness is anybody can be ratchet. Yeah, big nah. So yeah, that's not even one and the same. Y'all be wildin' though. Black women, one thing I can say, y'all doing, and it's our fault, but y'all just so independent at this point. It's almost like it's so hard to do stuff for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You can't even hold the door for y'all no more. Y'all kind of killing chivalry. It's like y'all opening the door before I get a chance to. So. But that is because of us, so I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I love black women.
Love it.
All right, that's the end of the video. But just final thoughts on that, okay? Look at what he said there. These men aren't all choreographing this thing here. They haven't talked and conversated and decided that, yeah, we're all going to say that we love black women. It's just that they're a little aggressive, they're a little ghetto, they're a little forward, a little loud. And literally when people say ghetto, it's just them explaining loudness, being too forward, direct, being too aggressive, being too showing that you want to lead the ship is literally what people mean when they say ghetto. Now, do they know how to articulate it that way? Usually not. So they just use words like ghetto or ratchet. Okay, but generally speaking, that's what they mean. And black women, y'all have to understand that y'all are the only ones that actually take pride in these characteristics. No other race of women take pride in being independent. You've been sold a dream. No other woman on the planet is independent. And the white women that are actually starting to try to take this narrative of independence and that they're actually being oppressed, you see white men in droves running to Asian women. Asian women are now the most sought out women when it comes to marriage across the board. Why? Because they're still traditional and they're still submissive. Okay? Once you started getting, after the movement, you already know what movement started, the women's movement. All right? Black women got sold the dream first. Started going on welfare, and it turns out they actually didn't need a man because the government was willing to give them everything that they needed. All right, so what that started was single parent households. I'm not going to go too far into it, but it started single parent households. Okay, and it incentivized a woman to have the man out of the house because she could get government aid. All right, so not all help is good help. Now, was the bill passed? Were those policies passed in good intentions? Maybe. I don't know if there was a group of white men sitting around a table plotting against black people, but the end result is something that wasn't in our favor. But black women are still carrying this torch and this narrative of independence, and it's just nonsense. Okay, there's no need. You go to these third world countries, a lot of them. I was in Kenya for a month, and I will say a lot of people assume that those women are more submissive, but they're not. And for the most part, at least the ones that I'm around, because a lot of the ones that I'm around have been westernized. So they've seen what's on Western media. They're taking it in the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallion. So they're very similar in that sense. But if you do go out further out and you get into the more traditional women, the women that are still in their culture, embedded in their culture, a lot of those women are still submissive there. But yeah, black women are the only ones that take those characteristics to heart. No other woman actually believes what those words that they're independent is just a big old front. Okay, they just like to say that until they can find a man to marry. All right, black women are the only ones that actually believe it and live it. And that's why you're losing. That's why black women are in last right now. Till next time.